The Senate versus silver. This is really happening. The House of Representatives considered and they passed Congressman Tom Emmer's legislation, the CBDC Anti-Surveillance State Act. That's a mouthful, but the key is CBDC. That's what you want to look at because the Senate is looking at this and it's a big decision to make. It's coming straight as us to us as silver stackers. I'm going to show you in this video how pressing this is for silver. First, hit that subscribe button, hit that like button. It's so important to get this information out there. As silver stackers, we really need to be following this. Now, CBDC is a serious issue, and if you're new to silver stacking, you need to understand CBDC is the complete opposite of stacking silver. It's the polar opposite. It's not just, oh, we use our debit cards and we pay with Apple Pay already, so what's one step further? What's the big deal? No, it is the opposite. It is government having a centralized government body having complete control over transactions. Complete control. They can track, they can trace, they can tax, they can stop any transaction. As people like you and I that stack silver, we're not just these old-fashioned people that want to hold our wealth in our hands. We just happen to like that feeling. This is about power. This is about control. And this is about us having that power and control over our wealth and the future of our wealth. Because we have our wealth. We hold it. It is ours. And having a governing body, a centralized CBDC, takes all that away. That means that you and I, presently, we're just regular people. We're just stack silver, stack gold when we can afford it. We're just regular people. But if CBDC really comes into play, if we truly have a centralized digital currency that actually plays out, what we've been doing all this time for stacking silver, we would literally be living in on the black market. We would be doing things trying to do things under the radar. It would push us into this area of the market that is really shady and would actually become illegal because we would not be part of this centralized digital currency. So it's really important for us as silver stackers to follow this and see the Senate is going to decide on this. And this is huge because if this does go through, I mean, we went through the House of Representatives. If it does go through this CBDC Anti-Surveillance State Act, stating that no, we don't want this. We don't want a CBDC. We want our privacy, right? I mean, that is really, privacy is just such a key word. Privacy. We choose what we buy with our cash. But most transactions when you purchase silver on a local level, it's cash. Many of these establishments, these small mom and pops, they require cash. You can't, even if you want to, you can't buy with a card. It's cash only. So our world of stacking silver is cash heavy. It is cash heavy. That's our world of stacking silver. And when this is ripped from us and we're forced to be part of this CBDC currency, I mean, I can't even call it a currency. It's all digital. When we're forced to be part of this, all of that is taken away. All of that. And many people that live in areas that are not close to a local coin shop, I understand, yes, many people are purchasing their bullion online. So that might not feel like such a shock because you're already using a credit card, you're already purchasing online. But for those of us that go to local coin shows or even buy from each other, buy metals from each other, or purchase from local coin shops, local bullion dealers, that's cash. It's mainly cash heavy. And really the key word when it comes down to it for this is trust. Trust. It's trust. And we already know that as silver stackers, we turn to the bullion dealer that we trust. We go to that same bullion dealer. We all do it. We all go to the same bullion dealer that we trust, the same coin shops that we trust. Because and I think from doing this for so many years that it has a lot to do with the reality that this is a cash-heavy sector of the economy. We're dealing with cash. We're dealing with $100 bills. And we're really relying on that trust to buy these precious metals. Because when you deal with cash, you don't have much to turn to. If you've been burned, if you buy something and it turns out to be, it wasn't real bullion, it wasn't real gold, it wasn't real silver, it's an uphill battle to get your money back when you're dealing with cash. So we as silver stackers, it's just like within us. It's within us to need this trust. And I think that that's really a big part of why when we think about CBDC and we see this coming at us full force, from above, of course, this isn't like a groundswell movement. This is coming at us from above. This is being pushed down our throat. When we see this, it really shakes us. So if you're new to silver stacking, you need to do your research and you need to look at CBDC because it's big and it's real and it really changes the game for buying silver and buying gold. Every transaction can be tracked. Every transaction can be traced. It can be taxed, all of it. And you could be cast out. I mean, literally at a touch of a button, somebody in a centralized office somewhere can just press a button and you're no longer to make purchases. You're no longer able to make, I mean, it's really, we look at things like that happening in China and we think, oh, that's just, it's breathtaking. Could you imagine living in a place like that? Well, we will be imagining it because if this happens here in the States, if we have a centralized digital currency like this, we can be literally, somebody up top could press a button and say, no, you're not making any more purchases. You either owe more taxes or you have to do something within the system that we're requiring you to do. It is the opposite of silver stacking. It really is. That's one of the first things that drew me to the silver stacking community years and years ago was the draw for me was that idea that I'm holding my wealth in my hand, and it really is very empowering. And for those of you who've been stacking silver for a long time, I know you're nodding your head right now. You're absolutely nodding your head because it's not just about it's not about any return on investment. It's not about, oh, I bought silver back when it was $5 an ounce and look, now it's $30 an ounce. Look at how great my investment was. It is not about that. It's not. So watch out for this CBDC because the Senate is going to be deciding on this, and it's really big, and it's really big for silver. Hit that subscribe button, hit that like button. It's so important to get this information out there. I post 2 videos every day. You really need to keep up with this and know exactly what's going on. I'll see you guys on the next one.